Tim Palmer, I appreciate you being here today. Tim's head of science in Clinicians Report Foundation, and he's been with us forever. Now, as I look at a slide such as that one, you or someone else has done some endo. Now, what do you put in that hole before you put a temporary restoration on the whole thing? When I go back in there, I don't want to have to find those little pieces of gutta percha through a very rigid material. So what have dentists been doing, Tim?
Cotton.
Cotton. Now, what's wrong with cotton?
It's organic.
It's organic, and so what?
It's fibrous.
And does it sorb water?
Yeah.
Of course.
And the fibers usually wick the moisture down into it. And if the patient doesn't return in a timely manner, then you get all sorts of decomposition and bad things happening.
And what if the dam is off when they're trying to plug that hole? That's even worse.
Yep.
You've got every conceivable organism, and it's really an improper terminology to call them endosealers. In your studies, we found no endosealer really seals.
Well, the tooth itself is not really a closed system.
So it's wide open.
Yeah,
It's a wide open
so-
system. Why endo works is some kind of a miracle. Now, what could I put in that hole before we put the eventual coronal restoration on temporarily?
Yeah,
What?
you want
What?
a temporary filler, and usually most doctors today are going towards Teflon or the PTFE
plumber's
materials.
tape.
Yeah, plumber's tape. And there's some new improved materials as well that could go in there. Now, we found that most endodontists are reluctant to change from cotton.
He just had tell them the experience without a name.
Yeah. So I watched an endodontist put the cotton down the hole, and they like cotton because it does have some handling characteristics that are convenient. But on the other hand, they're depending on the patient returning to the restoring doctor in a timely manner. And as we all know, that doesn't always happen, and sometimes it's very stinky, very smelly,
yeah.
and very difficult to get the cotton out of there.
And when it is open, such as that, and is not really dammed off, which would be right now 70% of dentists are using a rubber dam in endo. It should be 100%.
Yeah.
And only 6% are using it in restorative dentistry. It should be far more than that. Now, if I'm there, I'm a little better off. But if I am there, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what you would suggest.
So the suggestion would be to move to an inorganic, chemically inert material such as Teflon tape, or the new First Plug by 35 Newtons. It's a Teflon material, but it's in the form of a cord, much easier to handle and pack.
And you plug that in, and how hard is it to pull out?
Very easy, and that's one of the
Pull it out.
advantages over cotton or foam pieces, which typically absorb or become integrated with the overlying material. The Teflon is so easy to pull out. And then, of course, on top of that, you'd put a temporary material such as Cavit or IRM in the
Yes.
case of endo.
And there are problems when they don't put enough intermediate material. And we had one just last week where I was digging. I got almost to the endo before I found the endo.
Yeah.
And therefore I destroyed more tooth structure doing that. It's well to have just a millimeter or a millimeter and a half, maybe two, as the coronal cavit or whatever they're putting in there.
The other application for these retrievable filler materials, these temporary fillers, is screw channel access over an implant. When you need to keep that, preserve the access
Right.
down the screw channel.
Right.
And there, most doctors are using Teflon already, although some still use cotton or foam or impression material.
Yeah, impression material is really common.
Yeah, but that's harder to get out. You're lucky to
is.
get it out in one piece. It often remains occluding the screw head and has to be kind of teased out. Again, a Teflon material is much easier to get out once you reopen
Okay,
it.
tell them the name of the product that works best.
The one we like is called First Plug. It's by 35 Newtons. It's a Teflon strand rather than the filmy tape, and it handles a little bit easier. That's why the doctors preferred it.
Tell them
So,
about FDA.
It's FDA cleared. It's a medical grade product.
That's the first one, as far as I know.
Rather than being a commercial industrial product like regular plumber's tape. So it looks impressive. Most doctors continue to use the convenient and cheap Teflon tape.
Right. Well, what's your action item? Look at that product. on the internet and see if it turns you on. Or go to cliniciansreport.org and put in the name of the product in the search area, and you will get the information we found on it. Thanks for being with us. Join us next week.